I've been thinking about you. Yeah, I've been missing you. What the hell? Never to be seen again.
Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be this super dramatic smoky eye for Valentine's Day. I have never done a black smoky eye here on my channel, so I figured I would do a tutorial for you guys because I know black smoky eyes are really difficult to do, and some of you might want to do it because I think it's very sexy in my opinion. I think it just looks really pretty on brown eyes, green eyes, blue eyes, whatever eye color that you have. I think it looks beautiful. I am going to show you guys how I got this dark black smoky eye today. I worked super hard on this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did go ahead and feature this little bad boy right here. This is the Morphe 25A palette. This is one of the new ones that just came out, and I believe they just actually restocked these, but you can check the Morphe site and to see if they had restocked them. But I actually got mine at the actual Morphe store, so you guys can check there if you guys live in California and are lucky enough to live in California. That way you can hit up the Morphe store all the time. I picked up both of these palettes and I figured I would show you guys a tutorial on this palette if you guys have this palette. That way you guys can get some inspiration for Valentine's Day. So I did go ahead and use this palette, and I gotta say I'm obsessed with this look. I think I actually might be wearing this for Valentine's Day. I don't really know. But this is by far my favorite look that I have recreated for you guys out of all my Valentine's Day looks. So if you guys want to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so let's get started. I already did my brows off camera, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to priming my eyes, and I'm using my soft ochre paint pot by MAC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to go ahead and prime my eyes, and then I'm going to lay some airspun powder on top of that. That way we can blend our eyeshadows easier. It just creates a nice smooth canvas and it makes it more blendable. So then I'm going to go ahead and take this first color on the Morphe palette that I am going to be using today, and I'm going to go ahead and take the orangish brown color, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade on a Sephora blending brush, and I'm just going to move that back and forth into the crease and as well as the upper crease, because this is going to be our background shade for all the other colors that we are about to use. This color doesn't have to be neat at all. You can basically put it on your eyes and be kind of messy with it because you're kind of not going to see it when you lay down the other colors. It's kind of just going to peek through and give a nice transition effect when we lay down the other colors that we are going to use, which are obviously going to be darker than this color that we just used. So then I'm going to be taking the 25A palette, the same palette that we just used, and I'm going to use that dark reddish brown color and take this on a Sephora blending brush again, and I'm going to put that a little bit lower than the transition shade that we just put on, if that makes sense. So this is kind of going to be an ombre effect. But I'm just kind of precisely putting that into the crease because this is the color that you're kind of going to see after the black that we're going to lay down. So you really want to make sure that this color is nice and dark and build it up to the desired look that you're trying to go for, which in my case I'm trying for this color to peek through after the black. That way it blends nicely, because if you don't have these shades laid down beforehand, the black will just look way too harsh and not as blended. So you really want to make sure that you add this color on very pigmented and just pack it on with that brush and then blend it out. After each shade I am going to blend it out, so as you guys can see right here, I did switch back to the brushes that I first started using, which is the big fluffy brush from Sephora. The first shade that we laid down, I did use this brush, and I'm going back in with that same brush and blending it out. So like I said, after each shade I'm going to go back and blend it out because blending is what we do. So using that same palette, I'm going to go ahead and take this dark brown, red tone brown shade, and I'm going to be taking that on an SLMISSGLAM Precise crease brush, and I'm going to be putting that in the crease and in the crease only. So as you guys can see, I'm just putting that in the crease. I'm not putting this on the lid, and I'm not going towards the brow bone with this. I'm putting it right into the crease and kind of keeping it there and kind of moving it back and forth. That way it blends and it packs on the shade just there, and then afterwards I'm going to go ahead and take that same brush that we started off with and blend it out, because after each shade you do need to blend it out. That way it's blended nicely and it doesn't look harsh in certain areas. That's the best advice I can give to doing this kind of look, because blending is very important to any look, but especially with this look it is very important because you want the black to fade up to these colors. So then after that, this is where the magic is gonna happen. So the Morphe palettes are really, really good for using black eyeshadows because they are super pigmented. You don't really have to build them up that much because they are full of pigment, especially with this palette. That's why I decided to use this palette, because this palette is so pigmented. It's not even funny. Probably one of the best palettes I have ever tried from Morphe Cosmetics. So if you guys are interested, I'll definitely link it down below if it's still available. I know they were sold out and I know they restocked, so you can definitely check the website and see if they still have it. But I'm just gonna lay down this color, and as you guys can see, I'm not going past the crease colors that we just used. I'm keeping it really low on the lid because we are going to blend out that black in just a second, and it's going to go a little bit higher, but you don't want it to go higher than the dark brown shade that we just used, because then that will defeat the purpose of the blending effect. So you kind of just want to pack it on, and then I'm going to take that small brush that we used to pack on that color right precisely in the crease, and I'm going to go back and forth right there where we laid down the black and in between that dark brown shade, and I'm going to go back and forth until I get the look that I'm trying to go for, and just keep blending. That's all I can really say, is just keep blending until you like the way that it's coming out. So then after that, I'm going to be taking these Horizon lashes, and I get these from Amazon. I get so many questions on what lashes I always use and which ones are my favorite. So these are definitely my favorite, and I get them again from Amazon. I will try to link them down below, and I know right now they are actually on sale. And yes, these are 3D mink lashes, and you can wear them up to 30 times. After that, I'm going to go ahead and coat my lashes with L'Oreal Telescopic. Then I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with One Heck of a Blot from Soap and Glory. This has been a new favorite of mine. I've been using it ever since I got it, and I am seriously amazed with this primer. It's so good, and I have been loving it. After that, I'm going to go ahead and take the Professional from Benefit, and I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. This is going to help with the pores, just minimizing the pores and helping the face look a lot smoother when we go ahead and lay down our foundation that we are about to use. So the foundation I'm going to take is the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. This is such full coverage, such an amazing foundation for being at the drugstore. However, it's not really good for oily skin. So if you are oily skinned, make sure that you definitely put a primer with this and a good powder, because if not, it's just going to melt off your face, and then it's kind of pointless to even put foundation on. So just make sure you put a good primer and a good powder, and you should be good to go. After that, I'm going to go ahead and use some concealer. This is the Estee Lauder Stay Flawless Concealer. This is from the Double Wear line. This is one of my favorites. I love using this for highlighting purposes as well. After that, I'm going to go ahead and take my SLMISSGLAM sponge, and I'm going to blend out our concealer. I apply my concealer underneath my eyes, on my nose, and as well as my forehead, just for highlighting purposes. And I know it looks like a lot, but this is the only way that I get the highlighted effect that I like to go for, is bringing it down a little lower onto my cheeks, and then like I said, I'm just going to blend that out, and then after that I'm going to go ahead and set that concealer, and I'm going to be taking my Airspun powder once again because I love this powder. Seriously, such an amazing powder. You guys know, if you've been on my channel for a while, this is one of my favorite powders in the whole entire world, and I have not stopped using it since I first started using it, probably like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and take that Airspun powder again on an SLMISSGLAM powder brush, and I'm going to set my whole entire face with this. I like taking a different brush because I feel like switching the brushes just makes such a difference, and also it takes less time to use a bigger brush, but it makes it look more flawless as well. And I like this powder because it makes your skin look so soft and so beautiful. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and take that dark brown shade that we just used on our crease, and I'm going to line my under eye eyes with this, and I'm putting this right where the lashes grow, and I'm kind of just taking this on an angle brush and kind of just placing it there because we are going to blend it out with this red tone brown. This is such a pretty color, like I can't get over this, but I really love how it looks on the lower lashes. I'm taking a pencil brush and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. You're basically just going to put this color on that brush and then rock it back and forth right where the lashes grow, and then it will create a nice blending effect. After that, I'm going to be taking this NYX Contours All palette, and I'm going to be using the contour shades in this. You can also use the eyeshadows if you want, but I really like the contour shades in this because it is a taupe undertone and it works for my skin because I am a little bit light. After that, I'm going to go take my Airspun powder once again and I'm going to bake underneath my contour. I feel like this just helps clean up the contour and make your contour stand out so much. After that, I'm going to be taking this Sephora blush in the color Sunset, and I'm going to be placing that on to my cheeks on a Estee Lauder blush brush, and I'm going to be putting that right above our contour and blending it back towards our temples. After that, it's going to be time for highlighting, and highlighting is probably my favorite step out of doing makeup. So I'm just going to take this palette once again, and I'm going to use the highlighting shade in this. And guys, I think I'm still shook from my last tutorial on how beautiful this highlighter is and how pigmented it is for being drugstore. So I'm obsessed. You guys definitely have to go to the NYX store and find this palette because you need it in your life. After that, I'm going to go ahead and coat my bottom lashes with the same L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. And then after that, we are going to dust off that bakage that we did. You can kind of take any brush with this. I just like taking a small short-haired brush to clean this off. After that, I'm going to be lining my lips, and this is the Estee Lauder lip liner in the color Tawny. And then after that, I'm going to be topping it with this lippy pencil from ColourPop, and this is in the color Cookie. I believe this is a matte formula, if I'm not mistaken, but it's not like super matte where it's not going to come off. It's kind of just like a matte liquid lipstick, and then we are done. Okay, so that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. This is actually going to be the last of my Valentine's Day looks. So I hope you guys really enjoyed all the looks that I created for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to keep up with more of my videos. Don't forget to check out all my social media, link down in the description bar, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!